Well, howdy there, Internet people. It's Bo again. So, today we're going to talk about how Republicans are a little bit like a dog who finally caught the car, and they don't really know what to do right now. They messed up. They messed up at a standard play in American politics. And it exists on both sides of the aisle. It's something they all do. A good example of how it works is we'll use the Democratic Party as an example. All right. In the run up to the election, Democratic candidates were pretty supportive of drastic police reform, right? Like we're talking about reallocation of funding and stuff like that. They were very vocal about it. The thing is, only about 20% of Americans actually support that. Only about 20% of Americans actually support the drastic reforms. Now, a whole bunch support the smaller ones, right? Once they got elected, what happened the first time they were asked to put their name next to the idea of defunding it? No, they didn't do that. And that just makes good political sense because you don't want to alienate the 80% in favor of the 20%, right? Now, you do have some ideologues who are actually trying to mainstream that idea the way that we've talked about in the past. But for many, it was just a political move. We'll talk about it, and we'll chase those voters in that car. We'll chase them to the ballot box, yipping along behind them, never having any intention of actually making that policy go into effect. There are a bunch of constant issues like this as well. One such issue is family planning. If you look at polls, the percentage of people who actually believe the kind of family planning that was more or less banned by Texas's law, the percentage of people that support banning that, who really believe that should be illegal, it's between 18 and 20%. It's not actually a large group. They just have a lot of money, and they're very vocal. 80% of people believe it should be legal in some way. Now, there's variations as to, how accessible they think it should be. But 80% of people believe it should be legal. Republicans caught the car. They chased this group to the ballot box over and over and over again, yipping behind them, acting like they were going to do something about it. And along the way, they proposed drastic bills that they don't really think are going to pass, or if they do pass, they know that the courts will strike them down. But see, now they've passed one of those drastic bills, and they have a conservative Supreme Court. They can't count on the courts to rescue them. If this bill isn't struck down, if this law isn't struck down, it's going to cost Republicans dearly across the country. They will have alienated that 80% in favor of the 20%. It was a bad move. And now they don't really know what to do. That's why, if you notice, you haven't had a lot of national politicians chiming in on this, because they know the poll numbers. They know that most people don't actually want this. This concept of politicians chasing small cars to the ballot box, it exists in a lot of stuff. Guns is a good example, too. Most of that stuff's decided by the courts. It's not really about legislation at this point. But they use it as an issue to appeal to small groups. And they talk a big game about it and then don't really do anything about it. I'm very curious to see how Republicans intend on mitigating the damage that winning has caused them here. This is what is a catastrophic success. Because long term, I have a feeling this is going to be incredibly damaging to them. So, anyway, it's just a thought. Y'all have a good day.